if you're watching this video, if you're interested at all in them, you probably know the whole story. It's been years and years in the making. Not even the making, it's been made. It's been just sitting on the shelf. And I don't know if I have a whole lot to say about this. Kind of like when we saw Dark Phoenix, it was kind of like, I don't know, who really cares? Yeah. But what's interesting about this is the first movie we've seen in the theater, and our experience, which we went to Alamo Draft House. That's usually where we go.
Yes.
And so it was interesting. I mean, well, we didn't really have to worry too much about social distancing and all that, which they do. You know, if you go to the app or you buy seats, it immediately, you know, clears out the next seat. They have buffering seating, so as soon as you click on the next seat next to you is unavailable. So it was interesting. We didn't really have to deal with any of that though, because we were the only ones in the theater.
Yeah, so it was nice.
So it worked out. Our experience was fine. We'll wait till we see a bigger release with more people in the theater. Maybe we can comment on that a little. As far as this goes, I mean, it was fine. They just changed a few things. We wore masks throughout the theater.
Even though we ate too.
Yeah.
We probably could have easily got away with not keeping a mask on at all, because we're the only ones in there and we were eating, but we're used to wearing them, so we just kind of I kept mine like at my chin and we're just eating like that, and whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say that I'm so used to wearing it, you know, for work, and
yeah,
I just wear it. So it doesn't bother me at all. Yeah. You said you had a lot on it, so go ahead.
It's not that I have a lot on it, it's just I kind of know more about the X world than you, I think, but I don't know that much. I don't know that much about New Mutants. I mean, you're already saying about the Dark Phoenix, like, with Dark Phoenix, it was hard for me to enjoy, because I knew it was the last, like, kind of their run with it. Like, it's probably just going to be all rebooted after that. So, like you said, like, who cares? Mm-hmm. So you think I'd feel even more so about this? But I think, for one, the anticipation of this movie forever, and that it was going to be a horror movie, like, kind of different. I mean, it's not really a horror movie, but, you know, it's kind of different take on it. And then the pandemic, we finally get to go out and do things. So there's a lot of excitement. But I like it. It was kind of slowish, but otherwise I don't think it was a bad movie at all. Like, it has a pretty low score, and I feel like you're going to talk shit about it, but I thought it was good. I don't think it was just, I'm just dying to see anything and I'll say anything's good. Well, I mean, I guess it's a spoiler, but if it's going to tie into any of the X movies, the fact that it would tie into Logan, that's fine with me. Logan's like the best of the best. Yeah. So.
I agree with you there. Logan's the best.
The main character's name is Danielle, too.
Yeah, Danielle. Yeah.
Danielle, she's brown. I'm not native, but I've always liked that character, even though I don't know that much about her. Her name is Danielle, and she's brown.
Yeah, that's cool. Danielle, and it's kind of your first really Native American. I mean, we talked about, Native American superheroes, what I was going to say. But we talked about Adam Beach, who was in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and he died 2 seconds in, and he dies 2 seconds into this movie,
Yeah, spoilers. Well, you might have seen it.
It's in the trailer.
Yeah.
All the extended trailer.
So, yeah, that was kind of cool, you know. With the whole tie into Logan, which... Yeah, I agree with you. Logan is the best. It's up there as far as, like, I'll put that up against anything. I'll put that up against Nolan's Batman stuff, Marvel. I put Logan up against any of that. So the fact that it ties into that, that's cool. But again, who cares? Like, it's all for not, you know, there's not going to be any more. Yeah, there isn't. Which, I was waiting for, like, a post-credit scene or something, maybe, but... they didn't have anything.
I mean, this movie took so long to come out that those kids in the movie that were already adults, basically, at the time anyway, well, most of them were kind of older. They're even older now, so even if they wanted to make sequels, it's kind of...
Yeah.
I doubt they would.
But. So, but I didn't hate it. I was just kind of more like, who? At the end of it, it was like, well, I don't know who really cares about it. During watching it though, I was entertained. You know, there wasn't really any like real lulls, or I was just like, oh man, this thing keeps going. Like it was entertaining. I know from the start, in the beginning, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, the acting. There was a couple scenes in the beginning. I was just kind of like, oh, this isn't a good sign for the rest of the movie.
Really, nothing stood out to me.
Well, our first introduction to Danielle when she wakes up, and then the doctor, Reyes, Dr. Reyes, their first interaction, I don't know, to me the acting was like really like wooden, so I was kind of like, oh. Yeah, so I was like, oh, that's not good, especially with, it's been sitting on the shelf for a while. Like, maybe that's why. Like, I don't know, maybe they were trying to work on it. So I was worried in the beginning, but after that, it was fine. Just a couple of things real quick I'll throw out there then. So watching it, the horror element, thinking about what could be with Doctor Strange, it had me thinking about all that. And that was a positive. I'm not saying it was great or it's really scary, but it was a positive that I could see the direction they tried to go with the horror / superhero movie, and definitely excited for the Doctor Strange. Was it
I wish
multiverse?
they would tie it in because Magic. I always thought it was like Magic, but anyways, Magic. She in the comics, her and Doctor Strange. I think there's some interactions there, and because the realms that she could go to and all that. Right. So I mean, it would make sense to tie in, but of course, I don't know how they plan to do all that. So how they plan to introduce mutants and stuff, but it'd be cool.
Yeah. The other thing, there's just a little kind of small throwaway thing, but I was like, yeah, that's interesting. Which maybe they kind of went a little deeper into it. They were talking about after they leave this facility. About maybe like joining the X-Men, and as like kids or they're teenagers, they're sitting around talking about it, and they're like, who wants to join the X-Men? It was almost like the army, like who wants to join the army, who wants to go fight, like, who wants to, do they pay, or like do they get paid for it, so I never thought about it like that. I always thought, oh, that'd be cool. One of the girls is like, yeah, I'd like to join the X-Men.
Yeah.
And I would think, yeah, if I had powers and there was the superhero group, yeah, you want to go join them. But no, they were kind of like, had a real discussion, like, no, that's like, who wants to do that?
Oh, one thing I was gonna say, Lockheed, the dragon.
Oh yeah.
That's Kitty Pryde's dragon.
Oh.
Yeah, which I guess is like her sister-in-law, but because she's Colossus's sister. But yeah, they just gave it to her. That's Kitty Pryde's.
The villain in this was basically just like a Freddy, I guess. Like a nightmare that could actually come to life and kill you. That was her power. Is it used the same way in the comics?
I think she does have the ability to play on people's fears or whatever. But and then the bear is a villain.
The thing with that is so if the bear's the villain, if that's, you go by the trailer thinking that's not the case. This bear is just basically, I guess, kind of her fear.
I don't know. I like it. I think it was good. I like the you kind of don't know who the villain is. I mean, maybe that's a bad thing. Man, people probably say, no, you need a distinctive villain. But I kind of like that. I mean, it turns out it's her, but it's also this, it ties in with Logan. It kind of feels like, and partially because of Magic, the actress that plays Magic, it reminds me of Split, tying into Unbreakable at the end. That's kind of what this reminds me of. All of a sudden, like towards the end, you're like, oh, this actually ties into Logan and that facility in that world. I mean, we know it ties into that world, but you know what I mean, that specific world.
So yeah, it's a little different superhero movie. I can give it that. It's more original than a lot of others. So yeah, I mean, I give it a positive review. It didn't sound like it, but in the end, it's like entertaining. If you're into, mutants, yeah, I think you'll enjoy it.
I really liked it.
Yeah, it's good.
I really, I'm trying to find like fault with it. Really, I just don't think it was bad. Like, I liked it. So anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just didn't really care as much, but it's solid. New Mutants, yeah, maybe get out to a theater. Remember, if you go to the theater, wear your masks.
Be careful. Yeah.
Be careful, all that. You know the drill by now. If you're opposed to it, you're going to be opposed to it, so whatever. Solid. Okay, we're going to get out. We'll see you next time.
Bye.